Hey guys, so today we're actually going to be attempting to finish Tyler's car and get it on the road. The only thing that may hinder us is a battery. We're going to try and find one of the, like an inexpensive battery because he's on this budget build. And so basically now what we're going to do is put the dash in. Go ahead and put the dash in, and I'm going to put all the interior back together. Tyler's going to fill everything with fluids, trans, diff, engine, radiator, fuel, literally everything. There's like no fluids in this car. Another thing that we need to do is drain the fuel out still. But yeah, so let's see if we can get this thing running today. Alright, so I got everything vacuumed again, which is pointless, but I don't know why I do it. We're gonna go grab the dash and put the in, but I did want to show you guys, Tyler did cut the seatbelt panel cover. And we are running the side latches on the hardtop as well. They do fit with the roll bar. You just have to strategically put the hardtop on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so got those in. It looks pretty good. The carpet was pre-cut for an existing roll bar, but we just made it work. So let's go grab that.
We finally got the dash in, but it's being a little off. The center bolt, which, yeah, you can't see it from there. Yeah, there it is. So that's lined up, but over in the corners, it's still got a good gap on that side versus this side. So we're gonna try and put a bolt into it and just try and shimmy it back and forth to see if we can get it to settle a little bit more. I don't know if we didn't really pay too much attention. We pulled out the dash to see exactly how everything lined up. Probably should have, but we're gonna get it as lined up as we can and then lock everything down.
Well, I know this bolt wasn't in there, and the side bolts weren't on either. So, but I don't remember this having a gap.
We're only able to get a few of the bolts in, specifically these four down here, and even those are really hard to get in. One bolt over here lines up, and then the one that's down here on the bottom, it almost lines up. That side, we're off by like a ½ inch. I took out the dash, took a look at everything. Everything seems to be fine. The only thing that I can think of is that the actual bar itself in the dash is messed up. So for right now, I'm just gonna run it. It'll be fine. I'll end up picking up another dash, either going back to the NA6 dash or just getting another NB dash, swapping out the frame and going from there. But for right now, we're gonna start putting everything back, and Chelsea's vacuum job was
Yeah, all for nothing.
I loved the work environment. It was beautiful for about 5 seconds.
I don't know why I do it.
You have that like OCD of, it's like, I want to work in a clean environment, which I totally understand.
Yeah, well, there was plastic pieces everywhere.
Yeah, but
anyway,
where we live, it's like, you got 10 seconds, it's gonna be right back.
So totally forget what I said earlier about getting the car done tonight. We had to like run around, do a bunch of errands, but we did pick up a battery from Rural King. It's $60 for a battery. The one we got was 26R60. It was pretty much the closest one that they had for the Miata. The one that was in here was this one. Well, technically it was that one. But from the parts Miata that we got the engine out of, it was the Walmart 26R group, which is basically the same as the Rural King one we just bought. So we went ahead and did that. The reason why we got this one is it has a longer warranty. So Tyler's just putting that in. Tyler's gonna have to actually make a battery bracket like he did on my SR20 Miata with the Optima battery. So if you have any questions on that, you can actually go over to my other video for the Optima battery.
That is tight.
That's tight. The terminal. And apparently we're gonna go get some new terminals.
Which is
Tyler
very
said
easy.
this is tight.
We went down to the auto parts store. They have these little battery shims. So if your terminal is too small, this goes over it. And then you could fit this over it. But of course now I have to open this because before it was absolutely way too small. So I'm gonna open this up enough, put this on that, this onto that, and then we'll be good.
Wait, why are you opening that up if it'll fit on it?
Well, it'll fit, but it doesn't close up enough. Because there's too much room in it. So that's fully tight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, never mind. Apparently we don't need to do
That's
that
what
one.
I was thinking. So this one didn't need a shim, but the positive needed one. It actually worked out pretty well. It doesn't move anymore.
Well, I've got an extra one.
Yeah. So we picked up these covers just because I don't know, we like to have them.
Well, for how tight it is in the back there between trying to access the battery and so on and so forth, I'd rather play it safe with some kind of a terminal cover just in case if something were to fall, don't want it to spark, so on and so forth.
Yeah, they come in handy. I don't know. I have them on my car. But yeah, so we got the battery hooked up and relocated this arm. Like I said, if you go into my videos, if you have an Optima battery install, basically the same situation we had to do for this battery because it's about the same size, honestly. So the normal one sits here and here, this arm, and these are OEM stops. They have this little cover on them. And if you just cut that off, there's two bolt holes, and it'll sit like that, but the battery will be this way more, and we'll have to make a custom battery tie down. But other than that, that's pretty much set up. And now, what are we doing, Tyler?
We have the high pressure fuel line set up to run off into an external gas tank, just so that because the car's been sitting for so long, I want to make sure that the fuel lines themselves, since they've been open, there's nothing necessarily in it. So we're going to purge it out, make sure that those are clear. Then once that's done, we're going to hook everything up, install a new fuel filter, just make sure that, again, everything's clean. And then we're going to go for a start once we add all the fluids.
Yeah, I did just add 3 quarts of engine oil to the engine. We have to do coolant after we purge the fuel lines, and then we're going to add the diff and transmission fluid as well. I think that is the only fluids that we have left to do, and other than that, getting the engine started, once hopefully that starts, no issues. We also have to do the shifter, fill the shifter turret as well. I forgot we did empty that. Put all that interior pieces back together, and then go for a cruise.
Yeah. To purge out the fuel lines, we disconnected the cam angle sensor, and I'm just going to turn it to start just to kind of get it to go. I'm not going to do it for long, but just enough to get fuel coming out to purge out that line.
I would just do it for a couple seconds at first.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hold this fuel line and see if I can see anything coming out.
Okay. Ready?
I guess. Got a little bit. Okay. Hold on. Whoops. How much do you want to do?
Oh, how much has come out?
I don't know, maybe like a cup?
We'll do another cup.
Okay. Okay, it's probably good. So as you can see, we got some fuel coming out. Literally all we wanted to do was just take the fuel out of that line and whatever else possibly was in there. It actually looked pretty clean. So that's good. Now we're going to cut this to hook up the fuel lines here. So as you just saw, this one is your inlet to the fuel rail. This one is your return line. So the fuel line that goes towards the back to the fuel pressure regulator is the return line, and the inlet line is the one that's up front here, which would be this line here.
Adding some purified water into this and then running some hypercool. Just gonna follow the directions, fill it up, and get this thing started.
Tyler has this short shifter that came with the car. I don't really know if it's good. If you guys used this before, let us know. But we have it. We don't have an OEM one, so we're just gonna use it. If he doesn't like it, then we'll just figure something else out.
Yeah, it came with the car, so I really don't care.
Yeah. Short throw.
It really is.
I'm curious to see how it is. I've never actually driven a Miata with a short shifter. But I like the normal shifter with the 5X Racing brass.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is spray a little grease on here. That way it just slides in a little easier. Just like that. And then I'll get the bolts, tighten this up, and then we should be golden.
Golden angle.
So rare to buy a Miata and this not be torn to pieces.
That's actually the only reason why we bought the car.
Alright, got my bolts. Put these in. Tyler actually did have to drill this one out up here. Somebody snapped this as well.
What a surprise.
Actually, a lot of bolts on this car were snapped. Cool, we got that in, so hopefully we don't have any heat issues. Alright, now to get under the car, put the trans and diff fluid in, and the fuel filter. So Tyler put in all the fluids, and then put the fuel filter on, and then threw the exhaust on. So the bottom end is ready to go. Now, it's time to see if it starts.
We are going to start it up for the first time. Let me turn on all my race gauges.
Make sure it's out of gear.
Yep. Alright, we ready?
I guess so.
Alright, well just in case, don't stand in front of the car.
Okay.
Okay. That's on. It's on.
are using the water letter if Tyler doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I made a little video on it.
Okay. Let's go see what the RPMs are running at today. This is where we're sitting. Doesn't show any oil pressure. Something's burning over here.
It's probably that exhaust strap. Yeah, because that smells like a dry burn. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Oh,
What?
that wasn't tightened down.
What? Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't, was it?
All right.
Oopsies. We forgot to tighten this power steering line. And we didn't do this exhaust wrap. The previous owner had that on there, so we just kind of left it. Doesn't appear we have any fuel leaks.